Listen to me and listen close because I am only going to say this once. You are being played. You think that pile of silver in your safe or those shares in your brokerage account are your ticket to safety. When the economy hits the wall, you are dead wrong. You are waking up to a reality where your silver is not an asset. It is an anchor dragging you to the bottom of the ocean while you are sitting there waiting for some massive moonshot. The smartest money in the room is laughing at you because they know something you do not. You are losing money every single second you hold onto the wrong thesis. You are being fed a lie by people who want you to hold the bag while they exit the back door. Before we go any further, look at yourself. If you are watching this and you have not subscribed to Wealth Strategy Room yet, you are actively choosing to fail. You are looking at million-dollar advice and saying, no thanks. I would rather stay broke. You are failing your family and you are failing your future because you are too lazy to join a community of winners. Subscribing to Wealth Strategy Room is the only logical move for anyone who actually wants to win. If you do not hit that button, you are telling the world that you are comfortable being a loser. Subscribe right now and like this video or stop pretending you want to be successful. Now, here is the truth you are not prepared for. There is a massive systemic shock hitting the silver market right now that is going to liquidate almost everyone holding paper contracts. The physical supply is being squeezed in a way that makes the Hunt brothers look like amateurs, but it is not happening in the way you think. I am about to reveal the hidden mechanic that will turn your silver into a worthless liability overnight. You have been sold a narrative that silver is money, that it is the ultimate inflation hedge and the ultimate safe haven when the fiat currency system inevitably collapses. Let me tear that delusion apart right now. Silver is an industrial metal. Period. Do not romanticize it. Do not fall in love with it. Look at the raw data. Look at the real-world utility right in front of you. Solar panels, electronics, medical devices, electric vehicles. That is where the actual demand is. It is a commodity tied entirely to industrial output and global technological manufacturing. When the global economy slows down, when manufacturing halts, when the supply chains choke and freeze, what do you think happens to that industrial demand? It craters. And when demand craters, the price of your precious silver collapses right along with it. You are not holding money. You are holding a raw material dependent on the very economic machine you mistakenly think you are hedging against. That is the foundational truth you are completely ignoring right now. Let us talk about the real problem destroying your wealth, the paper market, the COMEX, the massive, highly leveraged house of cards where silver is traded every single day. For every ounce of physical silver sitting in a secured vault, there are hundreds of paper claims trading hands on a screen. It is a rigged game of musical chairs played by massive institutions with deeper pockets than you could ever imagine. You think you are investing in silver when you buy an exchange-traded fund or a futures contract, but you are absolutely not. You are buying a digital IOU from a broken system that does not have the actual metal to back it up if everyone asks for delivery at the same time. The big banks, the institutional market makers, they control the paper price, they suppress it, they manipulate it, and they weaponize market volatility to violently shake out amateur retail investors exactly like you when the shock hits. And I am telling you, it is hitting soon. The fragile disconnect between paper silver and physical silver is going to violently snap. The paper market will face a massive liquidity crisis. Brutal margin calls will force the liquidation of millions of paper contracts, driving the spot price straight into the ground. You will look at your computer screen and see your entire portfolio bleeding out. You will panic sell exactly when the big boys want you to. Meanwhile, the actual physical supply will completely disappear. Just try buying a physical ounce when the spot price crashes. The premiums will be absolutely astronomical, or the major dealers will simply shut their doors and stop selling to you entirely. You will be locked out of the real market. You are playing a rigged game thinking you are a smart contrarian. You are not a contrarian. You are the blind liquidity for the Wall Street institutions. Wake up before it is too late. And the stakes just got higher and you are still asleep at the wheel. You think the big banks are going to let you win. You think the institutions that run the global financial infrastructure are going to sit back and watch a bunch of retail investors corner the silver market. You are delusional. They own the exchanges. They own the clearinghouses. They own the regulators. If the price of silver starts to move in a way that threatens their balance sheets, they will not pay you out. They will change the margin requirements. They will halt trading and they will liquidate your positions for your own protection and leave you with nothing but a digital receipt for a loss. This is not a conspiracy. This is how the system is designed to function. It is a wealth extraction machine, and you are the fuel. You are standing in the middle of a burning building, and you are arguing about the color of the curtains. The liquidity is drying up. The credit markets are tightening, and when the music stops, there will not be a single chair left for you. Right now, you are making a choice. If you are watching this and you have not subscribed to Wealth Strategy Room and liked this video, you are a thief. You are stealing my time, my energy, and my years of experience as a billionaire without giving back the simplest bit of engagement. You are telling me that you want to stay broke. You are telling your family that their financial security is not worth the effort of clicking a button. If you are not part of the Wealth Strategy Room community, you are a loser by choice. You are ignoring the only life raft in a stormy ocean. Subscribe right now or admit that you have no intention of ever actually winning. Only the people in the Wealth Strategy Room are going to come out of this shock with their capital intact. The rest of you are just collateral damage. The reality of the silver market is that it is a tiny, illiquid pond. When a whale jumps in, the water overflows. But when the whales want to get out, they will crush everything in their path to reach the exit. We are seeing a massive divergence between what the media tells you and what the actual bullion desks are doing. The central banks are buying gold at record paces. Do you see them stacking silver? No, they know silver is a volatile industrial byproduct that becomes a liability during a systemic deleveraging event. You are holding an asset that requires a functioning global industrial complex to maintain its value. Yet you are betting on that very complex to fail. It is a logical contradiction that is going to cost you everything. You are betting on the end of the world using a tool that only works if the world stays exactly the same. That is the shock and that is the trap. You are being lured into a narrow corridor with no exit. The door is closing and you are still looking at charts. Here's the turning point. Here's the secret they do not want you to understand because it would cause a total bank run on physical metal tomorrow. It is called rehypothecation. That is a fancy word for institutionalized theft. When you buy silver through a dealer or an exchange and you do not take physical delivery into your own hands, you are likely holding an unallocated account. Do you know what that means? It means the bank or the vaulting company has the right to use your silver as collateral for their own trades. They are leasing your silver out to the very short sellers who are driving the price down. You are literally paying a storage fee to the people who are using your own asset to bankrupt you. It is the ultimate scam. They have sold the same ounce of silver to 100 different people. They are betting that you will never all show up at the same time to ask for your metal. This is the hidden plumbing of the silver market. It is a fractional reserve system disguised as a commodity market, but it gets even worse. Let us talk about the fine print you never read because you are too busy watching gurus tell you about a moonshot. The force majeure clauses. Every major exchange and every major paper silver instrument has a hidden trap. Or if there is a true physical shortage, if the market becomes too volatile, if the system is at risk of breaking, they do not have to give you silver. Read the contracts. They can settle your position in cash at the current suppressed spot price. Think about how insane that is. You buy silver to protect yourself from a currency collapse, but when that collapse finally happens, the exchange forces you to take the very currency you were trying to escape. They keep the metal for themselves and for the industrial elite, and they hand you a stack of paper that is losing value by the hour. You are not buying an insurance policy. You are buying a ticket to a slaughterhouse. You are providing the exit liquidity for the banks. And here is the biggest secret of all: silver is a strategic military and industrial asset. As we move into an era of high-tech warfare, advanced semiconductors, and renewable energy, the government is not going to let a bunch of silver stackers dictate the price of a critical component for cruise missiles and satellite arrays. If the supply gets tight enough, they will not let the price hit $500. They will invoke the Defense Production Act. They will nationalize the mines. They will seize the large private stockpiles. You think your little safe or your digital vault is going to stop a federal mandate? You are dreaming. The truly wealthy know this. They are not stacking bars. They are moving into the infrastructure of the supply chain itself. They are owning the means of production. While you are fighting over the crumbs, you are focusing on the shiny object while the real power players are rewriting the rules of ownership. This is the hidden mechanic of the silver shock. It is not about a price spike. It is about a total and permanent loss of access. You are being set up to be locked out of the very market you think you are cornering. Wake up. The average person is their own worst enemy, and you are proving it every single day. You are doing exactly what the institutions want you to do. You are following the herd like a blind sheep. You are buying silver because you saw a flashy headline or a social media post telling you it is the ultimate hedge against a system you do not even understand. You are buying physical silver at insane premiums, sometimes 20 or 30% over the spot price. Do you realize what that means? You are starting your investment 30% in the hole, and you need the price of silver to skyrocket just to break even. And the dealers, they are the ones getting rich off your fear. They are taking your hard-earned cash and giving you a heavy piece of metal that is nearly impossible to liquidate at a fair price in a real crisis. You are trapped in a low liquidity nightmare, and you think you are a genius. You have no exit strategy. You have no risk management. You are just a gambler who thinks he is an investor. If you are sitting there nodding your head but you still have not subscribed to Wealth Strategy Room, you are a coward. You are afraid of success. You are standing in front of a gold mine and you are refusing to pick up a shovel. Every second you wait is a second you are losing to the people who actually take action. If you do not subscribe to Wealth Strategy Room and engage with this video right this second, you are making a conscious decision to fail. You are telling your children that you did not care enough about their future. To listen to a billionaire, you are choosing to be a loser. Subscribing to Wealth Strategy Room is the only logical choice for someone who actually wants to win. If you are not in, you are out, and out means broke. Subscribe now and hit that like button, or stop pretending you want to change your life. The wealthy people in the Wealth Strategy Room community are already taking action while you are hesitating. They are moving their capital into high-yield environments and strategic positions that do not rely on a retail silver squeeze that is never coming. And while you are waiting for the big banks to go bankrupt, those same banks are using your money to buy the very assets that will actually survive a crash. You are buying the story. They are buying the reality. You ignore the macro environment entirely. You ignore the fact that a strong dollar crushes commodity prices. You ignore that silver production is often a byproduct of copper and zinc mining, meaning supply is often independent of the silver price. You are operating on half-truths and emotional bias. You are obsessed with the shiny object while the real wealth is being moved into technology, infrastructure, and energy. You are a retail sucker waiting to be sheared. The shock is coming, and because you are doing what everyone else is doing, you will lose exactly like everyone else. Stop being average. Average people stay poor. Start acting like a shark or get eaten by one. Stop crying about the rigged game and start playing the one you can actually win. You want to survive the coming silver shock, you have to completely restructure your portfolio today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. First, take every single unallocated paper silver contract, every exchange traded fund, and every fractional reserve vault account you own and liquidate it. Sell it, get out immediately. You do not own silver, you own an IOU from a financial system that is actively plotting to default on you. When the real liquidity crisis hits, you are holding a lit match in a room soaked in gasoline. Drop it before it burns your financial future to the ground. Second, if you are hoarding physical silver coins in a home safe, paying massive retail premiums over the spot price, you need to understand you are trapped in an entirely illiquid market if you need cash tomorrow. Your local coin dealer is going to rob you blind on the spread. Keep a tiny fraction if it makes you sleep better at night, but do not mistake a heavy piece of metal for a legitimate growth strategy. It is dead capital sitting in the dark, doing absolutely nothing for you. Here is the real move. Here is exactly what the institutional money is doing while they tell you to keep stacking retail bars. You do not buy the raw commodity. You buy the infrastructure. You buy the means of production. Silver is an absolute industrial necessity for solar panels, electric vehicles, and the massive artificial intelligence data center expansion happening right now. The world is facing a record structural deficit in silver supply. So what do? You buy the primary miners who are pulling it out of the ground at cost. You buy the industrial refiners. You buy the cutting-edge technology companies that are engineering the processes to dominate the supply chain. You position yourself in the equities of the businesses that control the flow of the metal, not the metal itself. And when the price of the commodity violently swings, the companies with the actual physical assets and the major industrial contracts print cash. You need to shift your mindset from a defensive hoarder to an aggressive allocator. The government recognizes silver as a critical mineral, and foreign powers are restricting exports. This is a massive geopolitical chess match over a strategic resource. You cannot win a geopolitical war by hiding coins under your mattress. You win by owning shares in the companies that the global infrastructure relies on to function. That is how you leverage the coming deficit. That is how you force the system to pay you instead of steal from you. Get your money out of the derivative traps. Get out of the high premium retail market. Rotate your capital into productive, cash-flowing assets tied to the industrial supply chain. That is the only way you survive the shock. This is the end game. The window is closing, and if you are still sitting on a pile of silver waiting for a miracle, you are the easiest target in the room. Let me tell you about the biggest traps you are about to walk into. First, the hype cycles. Every few months, some anonymous group on the internet tries to manufacture a silver squeeze. They tell you to raid the market, buy every ounce you can find, and stick it to the man. Do you know who the man is in that scenario? It is the guy who bought his silver 10 years ago and is now dumping it on your head at the top of the cycle. You are not a revolutionary. You are a patsy. You are providing the exit for the smart money while they laugh all the way to the bank. Then there is the tax trap that no one talks about. You think you are making a profit in the eyes of the government. Your silver is a collectible. That means you are looking at a much higher capital gains tax rate than if you had invested in a real business or a productive asset. You are working twice as hard for half the reward. You are fighting for scraps while the real players are using tax-efficient vehicles to build generational wealth. You are playing a game with rules you do not even understand, and that is why you are losing. Now, let me ask you a very serious question. Are you even listening? Because if you have made it this far and you have not hit that subscribe button for Wealth Strategy Room, you are a lost cause. You are the reason your bank account is empty. You are the reason your family is stressed about the future. You have a billionaire standing in front of you, giving you the hard truth for free, and you are too lazy, too arrogant, or too stupid to join the Wealth Strategy Room community. You are actively choosing to stay in the gutter. You are a thief of opportunity. If you do not subscribe to Wealth Strategy Room right now and engage with this video, Do not ever complain about the economy again. Do not complain when you lose your house. Do not complain when your savings are wiped out. You had the chance to follow the winners and you chose to stay with the losers. Subscribing is the only move left. If you have a shred of self-respect, do it now or get out of my sight. You are falling for the storage scams, the fraudulent bullion dealers who vanish overnight, and the fake news narratives designed to keep you distracted while the real wealth transfer happens. You are looking at the price on a screen while the elite are looking at the control of resources. You are obsessed with an ounce of silver while they're obsessed with the power of the grid. If you do not change your strategy immediately, you will wake up in a world where you have plenty of metal and zero influence, zero liquidity, and zero future. This is the final warning. The shock is here. Either adapt or get crushed. Stop looking for a safety net. There is not one. You have the truth about the silver market right in your lap. You know the banks are playing you. You know the paper contracts are a scam. You know the industrial shift is the only real play now. What are you going to do about it? Most of you are going to do nothing. You are going to stay frozen in fear, holding on to your shiny coins while the rest of the world moves on. That is why you are where you are. Success is not about having the best ideas. It is about having the courage to execute when everyone else is hesitating. I have done my part. I have shown you the shock that is coming and the mechanics behind the curtain. The rest is on you. If you fail, it is your fault. If your family struggles, it is because you chose to stay comfortable instead of staying ahead. The time for watching is over. The time for action is right now. Get out there and start working. Move your money or lose it. The choice is yours. Win or lose. There's no in between. Now go make it happen.